Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you like what you see, subscribe because it's free. Today I bring you something a bit different. So I did a review on the original N64 controller from the NSO, from the Nintendo Switch Online, and it was alright. I don't really play the N64 part of the membership, but this really caught my attention. So this is the 8BitDo N64 Mod Kit, which is basically a DIY kit, and yeah, I just basically bought it, waited for it to be delivered, and luckily I had a spare official Nintendo 64 controller. Now, true story, I was gonna just pimp out the controller as much as I could by doing a hydro dip and so forth, because I haven't done one in ages, but just because of the lack of time and motivation, I couldn't be asked, if I'm gonna be quite honest with you. And also, for the life of me, I could not find any custom buttons like you can get for the GameCube or any other console really. So I'm looking at you, Extreme Rate. If you can, do it, that'd be great. If you think this is a valid point and you're watching this, please leave a comment down below. Who knows, they just might do it. So this is what comes in the box. You've got the main motherboard, inside a static shielding bag, so you don't get static and fry up the motherboard. The Hall effect joystick and a charging cable. The rumble pack, which powers, it can be recharged with USB-C cable and basically connects the controller to your console. And of course the instruction booklet, which, to be honest, I've taken down controls before, so I'm pretty confident, but it's always good to have. As soon as I took down the original N64 controller, I gave everything a good scrub because it was quite dirty. That's what you get when you buy secondhand stuff. So yeah, let it dry and then put everything back together, and then you get the motherboard, which you see here. And the beauty of this is it just fits in nicely, it just slots in. Next is time to install the Hall effect stick, which you slot in with the ribbon cable. Make sure it fits in nice and tight and it doesn't move. This, I'm not gonna lie, can be a bit tricky to do because a lot of parts are quite rigid, and yeah, screws kept falling off. But to be fair, I've done worse repairs. Assembling this should be pretty straightforward if you know what you're doing. Next, I put in the membrane, which was a bit annoying to do because it just wouldn't sit in, and then I realized I should have done it all together. But that's what you get when you try and film this crouched on top of a really small ring light. After 5 hours of wrestling with that bit, next we do the shoulder buttons. These are not as hard, but they can be a bit flimsy and fall off. They have one orientation, so they should just fit in one way, which would be the half circle facing up. And then we put the shoulder buttons. One thing I hate about doing breakdowns of controllers and assembling them back together is shoulder buttons tend to always fall off, and it's an absolute pain in the rear. But yeah, I digress. Then we have the Z button, as you Americans call it. We call it the Z button, and once that's done, we should just put everything back together, and it should slot in nicely. If it doesn't, just gently try and make sure it just settles in as best as you can. The N64 controller is a bit of an awkward shape because it has the trident sort of form. It's really hard to, not really hard, but it can be a bit cumbersome to actually put back together. But once you've done that and it's nicely slotted in, put the screws back in and Bob's your uncle. Make sure you do them nice and tight so it doesn't fall apart. And don't forget the little screws that go in the slot where the rumble pack goes. Test the buttons, test everything feels okay, nothing's caught fire, and off we go. Pairing is pretty straightforward. You just have to press the start button to turn the controller on, hold down the pairing button, and then do as you do with all the other controllers, press the shoulder buttons, paired, done. Press A and all is good. See? So left to right, we've got the ZR button or the ZR button. We have the home button. We also have the pairing button and the start button, which use it for different functionalities. But as a default, the start button equals to the screenshot button when connected to the Nintendo Switch. So to summarize, is it worth getting? Well, it all depends. If you like customizing controllers and, you know, breaking stuff apart and just building it yourself, then yeah, it's quite a good value for money really. It's probably more accessible to obtain than the official one from Nintendo, which go on eBay for quite a lot of money. And plus this one you can use with Windows, Android and other consoles, I believe, and it's got a turbo functionality as well. This wasn't a sponsored video by any means, but if you want to support us, please use our affiliate links like the one we use with PlayAsia, where you can get all the best games, mostly Asian versions with English. All the proceeds will go towards my gaming habit. And if you're looking for the GameCube controller, the Nixie Wizard, please use our affiliate link for that in the description below. Use coupon code GRINNY for 10% off. If you watched to the end, thank you very much. Hope it's been very useful. Hope to read all of your comments. Bye bye.